Rob Keogh, welcome back to Thirlmere Deacon in Mayfair, London. Thanks for taking the time to come and see us today. What I want to do is introduce our clients as much as possible. You've seen a few videos with clients in-house discussing why they've bought property, why they've chosen Thirlmere Deacon. I wanted to get one of our best and most valued clients in as soon as we possibly could, Rob Keogh.
Thank you.
Again, thanks for coming in, and really appreciate the time you're spending. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Rob. What do you do?
Professional cricketer for Northamptonshire. Been playing over 10 years now, and that's one of the reasons for getting in touch with you and just trying to think about life after sport and trying to make my money work for me while I'm still playing. That's really a common theme that we get, especially when we're dealing with a lot of elite sports players, which we do. I'm lucky enough to have those relationships. It seems to be a common theme that people they understand that, get your money working as hard for you as early as possible whilst your career is fruitful, and then you'll be able to sit back and enjoy that level of lifestyle going forward, isn't it? Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So Rob's obviously a media savvy. He's done lots of interviews before, far more bigger production than what we've got here, but I'm going to hit you with a few questions if that's all right.
Yeah, go for it.
Super. So first things first, when we're doing a consultation with any investor, whether they're an elite sports player, whether they are a first-time investor, whether they're a seasoned pro with property, what I want to get to know from people is, what are your investment goals? What are you trying to achieve? What's the long-term goal?
For me, long-term goal is just to take pressure off life after cricket. If I'll go into a job that isn't as well paid as cricket is for me now, just knowing that bills are covered during that transition period, potentially looking at other roles after cricket that I might have to take, big pay cuts or no pay at all, just knowing that the income from those properties is covering me during those void periods. So
you've got some passive income coming in that's going to cover your day-to-day, so you can pretty much get on with your life and do what you want to do.
Yeah, spot on.
So that's again a common theme from a lot of our investors. They want that passive income, usually after their careers. Okay, so with that in mind, there are lots of different commodities, lots of different investment opportunities. You've got your stocks and shares. You've got your what's popular at the moment. Crypto is absolutely blowing up at the moment. There's commodities like gold and silver. Why property? Why has property been for you?
I think it's just well known that property is a safer investment than those. I mean, obviously we've seen recently the crypto crashes, and I've dabbled a little bit in stocks and shares, and it's just...
How's your portfolio? I've also dabbled a little bit in stocks and shares recently, and today it's...
Yeah, that's the thing, and it's just a well-known fact really that property is safer than those. I'm a cautious sort of guy when it comes to that sort of thing, and after looking at what you had to offer with the assured rental agreements, it just was perfect for my sort of personality, if you like, and perfect for my sort of investment goals.
Excellent. I mean, that's a brilliant answer. From a commodities point of view, property is always seen as the safe bet, because no matter what happens, there's always people that need a roof over their head. And crypto, as we can see now, I mean, it's fantastic when it's going in your favour, but with a stroke of a pen or a tweet from certain billionaire, things just fall off the face of the earth. So it can change overnight, whereas property is always steadily rising. You might not get absolutely uber rich overnight, but you're going to do well over a long-term period, and what your goals are long-term anyway, so that's perfect. So you've almost jumped into the next question, which was, what about the projects that you've taken or the options that you've taken? You don't have to go into what you've bought, but what about these options that you've done with us have stood out? Why have you taken these?
Like I said before, just the assured rental agreements, the 10 years. The one at Redditch was my first investment. I always wanted to get into property, but was always worried about sort of void periods with tenants and not having anyone in and potentially losing money in those sort of void periods. So the rental agreement stood out for me and really tempted me in, and it just seemed safer for my sort of first investment. And then there was a couple more that came up. Get in there while I can.
Got your eye in. Well, that's again, a fantastic response. It means that we're doing the right thing in finding and in putting together opportunities that have that safety and security, that fallback. Void periods, for anybody who's a landlord, for anybody who's got a property portfolio, void periods are the nightmare, if you like. You can wipe out an entire year's profit with void periods, even of a couple of months. So something that sort of alleviates that risk is perfect, and that's what we found for you, and it's worked quite well. Okay, so here's a fun one for me. YTD, what made us stand out?
It was actually for a good friend of mine, Lee, who did a sports sort of property talk for the PCA, the Cricketers Association, and I'd always wanted to invest in property through family, friends who have done it, and I didn't really know how to at the time, and Lee helped me massively with that, and then set up this sort of link with you for that one in Redditch. And again, it was just the way TD handled the rental assurance, sort of grabbed me in, and then dealing with yourself now for the last couple of years has been great. And Sandy's been a massive help. She does all my dirty work, and always I'm pestering her at God knows what times, mornings, evenings, weekends, and she's always on the end of the phone when I need her. So it's been really easy for me to just concentrate on cricket and other stuff going on in life, and let Sandy and yourself take care of everything else.
That's what we do. I mean, as a consultancy, what we try and do is make it as easy as possible for you. I mean, most of the people that come through to us are busy professionals, whether they're sports players, whether they are bankers, whatever it is. We've got a risk analyst at the moment for Barclays Bank, who's bought 7 properties with us. This 7th one was this month. And these people are busy career people. They want to have something that's helpful, that's done, that's hands off, and that's great. I mean, that was another question of mine. You're busy, you're training all the time, you've got a strict travel regime, how we made it easy for you. But like you say, from myself, Sandy, the after sales team has worked with you quite well. The
team have been brilliant. I can't thank Sandy specifically enough. She has always been there whenever I've needed her. So she's been
fantastic.
Great.
That's a resounding recommendation. This is a really key one. What advice would you give to a first-time investor?
Do your research. I think it's important to understand property and being a landlord first. Understanding the risks, because there's always a risk with every investment, and working out your end goal and finding out the best sort of route for you. I worked out that the rental agreement sort of put my mind at ease and stopped that worry. So obviously now I've gone with you for a couple.
Brilliant. Okay, well that's again good advice. It's about doing your research, about spending some time on it. If you're going to put money into something, spend some time on it, research it, speak to different people, and see if you get a right fit. Is always my advice. The other main thing that everybody hears me say is in all my articles, all my videos, is look long term. Don't think about buying property or buying any investment to turn it around in 18 months, 6 months. Look long term. That's my advice for younger people, for first time investors. If you're thinking about it from a 10, even 12, 15 year time view in mind, then you're never going to go wrong. There's always peaks and troughs, but usually things are on the way up. That's good to know. Right. The other questions I have were, what's next for your portfolio?
I know we spoke briefly not long ago about a potential abroad Dubai apartment. I'd love to own something abroad, either to use personally and rent out while I'm not there. But not too sure. Only just recently got another one, so probably start building up that pot again, and then when it comes to it, get on the phone and see what's about.
That's brilliant. Okay, well, we'll definitely be available for you at that time. we're seeing an interesting correlation between investors buying here and building a portfolio here and having an interest in our Dubai stock as well. So great to hear that you're saying that as well. There's some fantastic opportunities there. I am actually out in Dubai on the 20th of March with a few of my team. So anyone who's in Dubai or in the Emirates at that time, I'll be there with the team in the Business Bay office for at least a couple of weeks. So finally, I'd like to say again, thank you for taking the time to sit down, answer some questions with me. And I also want to thank you for the gifts that you brought in today. So I'm going to go and grab those. Once again, I want to thank you for coming in, Rob. Really, really nice to see you, and great to talk to you about your property journey and what you've done and where you're looking to go. I'm really pleased to receive this as well. Thank you very much, Rob, for bringing that in. Rob, can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, playing shirt from last year. Just a little thank you for you supporting me with my recent trip to Cape Town, and thank you for all the help with my property portfolio.
I appreciate that, mate. Very, very nice indeed. We've also got a TD branded bat, well used. A couple of sixes hit with that, I'm pretty sure.
I hope so, yeah, I hope so.
Thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.